Last year, I spent Mother's Day with my mom because she's getting up there in age and she's in great health, just like me. Um, I'm probably one of the most fit 53-year-olds that there are. Not to brag. But anyway, I wish that people appreciated what I was doing. And people who are ignorant are just, well, they're difficult. I have encountered ignorant people who were about half my height for 22 years of my life. And I've worked with them and helped them learn. These people who are as tall or taller than me aren't wanting to learn. And it's getting in the way of the progress and evolution of our planet, even though they don't know that because they're ignorant. This system that we have been born into and are living in is antiquated and controlling. And it was brought about by the Industrial Revolution, which made a few people very rich and the rest of us not. There's been a middle class that's been developed and destroyed by our country, and other nations have become poorer and more reliant as Americans have become more rich. But when I say Americans, I mean the very top. Not even the wealthy are in that top part. It is so small. And they got their money with a fossil fuel economy. And we see now what this has done to our environment. It's not looking good. And our government has promised that it's too late, that it's our our environment is gone horribly wrong. Do you know why they say that? Because they like using illegal surveillance. You see, they know that the microwave signal is very dangerous. And they know that it causes harm. And to them, we are nothing. We're in the way. And the elite feel the same way. But I have news for our government. There have been, I'm guessing, shady deals between the military and the elite. Promises made to those people to sabotage our government. And the military has lied to the government repeatedly. So, you see, the government gets their income of tax revenue 95% from that very top part. And the military, being the dum dums that they are, decided to speak with those people about getting rid of government. Because the elite don't like government. The elite don't need government. They don't need welfare. They don't need education. They can afford to send their kids to private school. They can live where they want. All of the services that are available to the people, the elite don't need. This is why the Republican Party is as strong as it is. Because there's money behind it. There are rich Democrats. And it's ridiculous that there's only two parties. Isn't that funny? It's like a tug of war. where nothing ever goes anywhere. And isn't it interesting that all of the elections are so close to call? Free energy is a humane future. Let me put it to you this way: the poorest American is considered a king in many third world countries where they don't have running water or enough food to eat, no cell phone, no car. All of the things that we enjoy, they don't even have. And when you think about living without an ability to travel, to heat, to cool, to cook, it comes down to a human rights issue. And our military is hoarding it. They cannot keep doing this. And this is a worthy fight. But people need to get over the belief that we can travel in space. I'm going to try something here. I've done this before. Light from far away, billions of miles, would be opaque. It wouldn't go through cloud cover. Okay? If it's up close, like this is with this piece of paper, you can see through. You see how the paper is lit? The closer I get to it, the more opaque it is. But as I go closer, it gets brighter. These are the dimming drone stars. The fact that the light dims proves it's not a real star. All you have to do is have enough attention span to watch as the cloud approaches. We don't know what the safety standards are of these drone stars, but they all carry the microwave because our government loves to listen. They've become addicted to listening and seeing everything. And that's what's destroying our environment. We have a lot of it on the ground already. Our cameras, our routers, our Bluetooth, and then mix in radar with it, even when you wash your hands. You know that little sensor? Harmful waves. Taking a poo poo. You're getting radiated while you take a dump. These are harmful things. And it is a plan to get rid of us. Aliens live below our feet. They built the pyramids only 5,000 years ago. Why would they leave? And Stonehenge. And the Native American mountains. All of these things were built around the same time. So we, man, has been given an opportunity to be connected because we're intelligent life. And the people in charge of our world today want to keep those secrets to themselves. Something like first contact is something that is magical for the planet. But the way our military and government are going, they're going to destroy everything. And I'm extremely concerned about how quickly things are degrading. And if you have a harmful wave and a helpful wave, because you can have both, you're able to control it, right? You can't control the length of the day. It's getting longer every day until June 21st, which is the longest day. So, as we approach that date, and who knows, it might not be this year, maybe it'll be next year or the year after Elon Musk puts up more satellites. At some point, the daily exposure is going to be way too much for the plants, and they're all going to die. Tips of trees should not be burning. The underbrush, where um, many animals and rodents, squirrels, raccoons, deer, possum, they they are protected in that area from predators. And with no leaves, how are they supposed to defend themselves? Or how are they supposed to eat if all the leaves are gone? We're looking at catastrophic extinction of many species because of the microwave signal. It causes thermal heating, it causes damage to eyes and testes. We don't need to be using this wave that penetrates the skin. 2.6 doesn't penetrate the skin, but 5G does. Why are we using it? If you believe that it's faster, I've got a story to tell you. And it's not about me not being able to know how technology works, which is the story. I know how technology works, and I know what a normal speed is, and I know that my speed is slower than dial up. So I've got to go on to public networks or others' Wi Fi rather than my own. It's it's being manipulated. So if it can be manipulated for me, it means that it could be manipulated for everyone. And our reliance on it means that at any time the CIA could halt the internet, which would cripple the global economy. Isn't that scary? It's not a doomsday prediction, it's a plan. How strong is our economy going to be when we have no trees? People are going to not have confidence in our country. We already have countries that hate us. I'm surprised there are tourists down in the Keys from elsewhere. I'm like, wow, that's really cool. But I understand why they're there because it's so beautiful. It's being destroyed today. I moved down there because it's a low dose. And I'm seeing devastation. It's got the cleanest air in the country. There's no cameras anywhere except on a small strip of land. Unlike a Gridville, where it goes miles and miles with cameras and lights everywhere. You don't have that down in the Keys. So when I'm seeing mangroves, which are island builders, dying, it's not because of a drought. They're touching water. So the narrative is wrong. What the media is telling people is not correct. And in Lake Okeechobee, all the way down through the Keys, is an underwater aquifer. You see it everywhere. In diagrams with little arrows pointing in a little curve, down through the Keys. It's only 8 feet down. And as tall as a tree is above the surface, the roots go just that deep. So here's the problem for the Keys. If those large trees are dying, which holds the soil in place, the next hurricane will wipe it out because nothing's holding the soil in place. And I can see lots of drone stars, and so can everybody else. They see them. Everybody thinks they're there for our safety. There are only 100,000 people in the 100-mile stretch. Shouldn't they be over Chicago? Or Miami? Or Atlanta? Or Philly? Or LA? They're not there for our safety. They're there to destroy. Mother Nature. And they can choose which areas to radiate by not giving it helpful waves. I've seen it where one lot is missing lots of foliage, and then the next lot perfectly fine. They're getting about the same amount of rainfall, and there's no bugs or beetles or infestation of anything. Our environment's being manipulated. And if people aren't doing it, AI is. With a remote neural monitoring program. This program has to go. It just it's time. There's your 19 minutes of me. I'm trying to help. And when people continue to not believe what I'm saying, which are all facts, there's a big problem with that. And my voice is so teeny right now because of a group of people who have made me out to be some horrible person, and that's just simply not me. One DUI my entire life. I'm also a very talented musician, not to toot my own horn, but I can hold my own, and I would find work in any city I choose to sit in and stay. So, why would I risk being a legitimate, successful person for something else. I'm not running from anything. I'm running toward our freedom. Invisible slavery is real. And because of the way that the Columbus police have handled things, I'm going to go around and give seminars, probably for risk management, to other police stations about how they gather anonymous tips, because that's typically how it's done, or with a military connection, because that's who owns the program, or with a private security company, because that's who other people hire to do things. They all have access to the program. The police, however, are not permitted to use it because it's unconstitutional, and they are required to get approval from the city council or the state house. Those are the laws that exist. And there's a lot of liability for a police department when they make wrong decisions and then don't do anything for victims. There's a reason why targeted individuals aren't known. It's because there's no known suspect. So the police think, well, why are we going to make a report and have a report on file if we can't follow up on it? Because their job is not to investigate, their job is to arrest people. So victims who are suffering and not believed don't show up in statistical data. There are tens of thousands of people like me. And I really don't care what happens to me at this point because I've lost so much. So I'm building it back up. And I'm an eternal optimist. And I want our world to be a better place. The media, the media is there to make money. They're for profit. Even public TV and public radio. They have to have a license to broadcast. And they don't say things the government doesn't like because then they'd lose their license. This is the way the world works. And people believing reliable sources are the network news are really out to lunch. Wake up, because the things people call conspiracy theories are actually real. And isn't it funny how we all keep telling you to wake up? We have to start believing each other, even those we don't like.